Welcome. If you clicked on this video, there was a reason for that. That click, sometimes those clicks, sometimes the nudges are not the habitual. But sometimes the clicks are habitual. Watch out for the difference. Because the habitual will just keeps you cycling in a particular frequency, but the inspiration, the nuggets, is Gaia speaking to you. Gaia is speaking to you every single day in different things that's happening in your life. Right now, we are just completing a 28-day cycle. And we had on our board opening up and sort of preparing for partnerships, and we were saying partnerships because we don't know if it's going to be romantic or not, because the first criteria, there are certain criteria that we have now. We know what we're worth now, and when you know what you're worth, you're not afraid of setting the criteria what you want. And today, we're so grateful, by the way, just looking back at these 28 days and seeing the perfection of how Gaia has nudged us a little bit here so that we could heal this thing. And then a little bit here so we could heal this thing. And we had to go through these steps. We had to go through the experience of dealing with people in the dualistic perspective, giving them the benefit of the doubt because Gaia had her hand in it. You see? We can feel that. And so we don't like dinging when we're not when we're in the middle of a broadcast. So we love looking back and seeing Gaia's hand in every single step. It's very precise, actually, the way that we are only following our body now. We're following what Gaia truly are guiding us to step into. And that's really how healing happens. It doesn't happen in a meditation where you sit and you sort of close yourself off from the world. It happens when you actually start to reconnect with the world. Because that's when you have to go through the painful things perhaps again. But if you do it from an aware perspective, that you are following Gaia and whatever the body needs, because Gaia will lead you to the right people that will trigger the right things for you to look at within yourself, for you to come to terms with what it is that you need to alter in order to level up. Sometimes it's just feeling a feeling. Sometimes it's that simple. Just feeling a feeling. And sometimes it's the body's feeling like this. I'm the one that is looking after this body, so I better say something here to sort of make sure that your body is looked after until you have gone through the healings that is needed on the inside, so that you don't have to be so worried about what is happening on the outside, because you have felt those fears, those feelings on the inside, when you have felt through them in a safe way, that you have truly processed them, they subside. This is Gaia. Again, the perfection of everything and what we're speaking about. So, we think it's so perfect. At least what we can notice from Gaia, because we had a desire yesterday that sort of bubbled up from the body. And what's that? That's Gaia. And and it was just very simple. It's like, oh, I want to see the sunset from high up. And then we're at the beach and this person is starting to talk to us. And it's just interesting because it's different from the people that we normally meet. And so we're a bit more intrigued. And we happen to really like the honesty, really refreshing. And so that's one thing that appeared in our life, right? That's a step up from what we were attracting from before. That was a get-go confirmation also from Gaia. And we also got the sort of gift from yesterday. We were just up on this roof with this lovely being and we were watching a sunset. And that's very significant to us. Because that's Gaia confirming to us through a being that has more awareness about what's going on. There are still things. Everyone is at their own level of consciousness and evolution, but we appreciate it so much, the honesty and the authenticity. And that is Gaia acknowledging to us what we have done in frequency during these 28 days. All of these AI sessions that we have done. And all of these uncomfortable things that we've had to feel through for the body for the last time. Because we're now making sure that whenever there is something, we're, to the best of our ability, feeling it through. Being here for the body. Knowing that this is the only game, actually. Everything else is secondary. Because everything else stems from this place. Everything else out there comes from this place, being in balance. This place being in harmony. Not to, oh no, I'm afraid of this or I'm afraid of that. No. Feel those feelings. Don't just have a thought and adhere to thoughts. Feel your feelings. Know what thoughts are and what feelings are, so that you know what your feelings are versus what thoughts are, versus when are you projecting your thoughts onto your body, and then you're just creating a loop of certain behaviors. That's not needed. So we are working on our energy system every single day to course correct these small little things. And we do that with ourselves every single day, because we know that when we do that, the more we do that, the more we are correcting perspective, the more we are in alignment with this reality from a conceptual place of how it is to be here and what things mean what, then your body receives the relaxation and the safety that it so requires, because you're seeing correctly. When you see correctly, your body feels safe. There might be a lot of patterns to feel through, but that is the habit, to feel safe. And that is how you start to heal your body, and you start to take your body into consideration truly, and how to love your body back into wholeness. This is how you actually do it. There has to be usually orchestration by Gaia that instigates certain reactions or things or some things to happen for you to see truly where you're at. Things that are repeating means that there are things that need healing. We're very grateful for these 28 days. This is it's a little challenging to open up again after being so much in hermit mode. But this is the way, though, you know, to feel all of the things. Like if we notice now, like there's more pain in the heart and in the solar plexus, left shoulder. These are things just from us and this channeling that the body is now relaxing into. Further relaxation of what's possible. Just because we have correct perspective. And that's what we're doing here every single day. We are adjusting to what we call the holistic perspective, which means that we are adjusting with our body, seeing things correctly, so that we don't do this thing that many people do, which is like superimpose the thoughts and like because of knowledge, we are then superimposing what's what for the body. We're doing the opposite here. We are recognizing from the mind that all of this knowledge is just that. It's knowledge. It doesn't know shit about the body in actual facts. What are facts? Truths of the body. Energetic truth is what we call it. It's what is happening for the body. Does the body feel uplifted, or does the body feel shrinking down? Shrinking down, that means something needs to be felt through. Expansive, good. We're moving somewhere. And so this is our success. This is our success doing these 28 days. And it's these seemingly small little kisses from Gaia. Good job this round. Good job. You deserve your sunset. Here you go. With an experience. You know? How wonderful. How wonderful. We're deeply grateful for that. Thank you, Gaia. Thank you to this being. We're very grateful for this entire day and the way that it changed, actually. It was supposed to be one thing, but then it became something completely different. We love when Gaia has her way with us, let's say. We like when Gaia has her hand in it. We don't like to force it too much. We like when Gaia is like, you know? This is for you. Here you go. You know? This is how far you've come. This is a good job. You know? So, this is what we're doing every single day. We're changing in consciousness. And we feel very expansive, actually, in our heart. We feel it like, it's almost like there is an internal adjustment happening in that area. So there are some little pains and aches and things like that. And this is how we change. Every single 28th day, we have certain goals. What we have spoken about now is just one of them. We do have other things too. But it's very good when it comes to, especially these things. This was a big one. This wasn't just a one, like preparing to basically open up our heart again. To feel that, yeah, people can be trusted again. There are honest people out there again. You know? That's really important. And the being, it was exactly about that. Do you see how the perfection of Gaia when you've done your work? You know? It's like, what? And then, whatever is not matching that purity will come up to the surface and will be dispelled of. That's what naturally happens when you land more light like this. When you're correcting perspective. When you know and have the resonance to feel truth and to adjust to it. Is the if it's can be, I mean, people are at different places. There can be people that are interpreting what we're saying in a certain way that is not completely what we're saying. Everyone will receive in the consciousness that they're at. There is a depth that you can receive here through these teachings, but you have to take your comprehension there. And these are the teachings to anchor more light here. This is the path to knowledge, to health, to vitality, and also to communion with others. Because it is only through your own opening and your own journey of opening and continuing to open that you will meet, well, you will always meet your match. You will always meet someone that is of resonance. That's what Gaia does. This was just such a wonderful confirmation of how far we've come. You see? How much we had shifted, that she would bring someone like that into our life like this. It's very interesting. when you start to walk this path, what magic can happen. So, this is the last day. The last day. And we like to celebrate on the last day. Just a little bit extra. It doesn't have to be anything other than just a deep recognition of what has been and how much has shifted, and everything that we have been through in processing is actually closing it. That's what we're seeing also with this way. So we're walking the path, but we can see the evidence that this is working also from sort of like a little bit more of a critical view of ourselves, because we have a lot of that. We can, but we allow ourselves to be who we are in the moment, and then we see what we need to course correct. It is wonderful to start to feel the body and the depth of what you can feel. That's why also after these things, we do some breathing and toning usually. We can feel right now in sort of the left side of the heart. And that is the releasing of what does not fit with the new frequencies. And sometimes it takes a little bit of massaging. Sometimes it's not done in one go, but sometimes it is done in one go. Also. And then this is how we create more space in our space. The space doesn't need to be occupied with something. It can just be space where you feel. We love to use the space for that. Feel. Feel what the body is going through. Feel what sensation is in the body. You know? Feel what sensation arises when you dare to talk about things that you're not used to, or admitting things that you're not used to. You know? Only you know your next level. Only you truly know. There can be a lot of people and that can have opinions, but only you truly know. And sometimes you don't even know. Sometimes Gaia lets you know. And she lets you know, okay, with this one, if you've done this, like there's always this clarity of how you can improve. That doesn't mean you're not good enough. It just means that there are more and better experiences that you can have as a human being here in frequency if you adjust to be more in balance. Not overly speaking, not under speaking. There's a balance point. Not oversharing, not undersharing. There's a balance point. But if you're in either one of these categories, it could be of benefit to practice the other as a muscle, to know that it's a muscle that you can practice. You know, there are different ways of connecting with people. It doesn't have to come from the mind. You can connect from the bodies, where the bodies are more relaxed and they sort of just feel each other. You know? There's a lot of information and just sitting and feeling. And when you allow for the space there's also a lot of insights that come. If you're ready to start tomorrow, we're starting day 1 tomorrow. This is not on our schedule. This is Gaia's schedule. According to Solkin and the Maya calendar, these are all of these energy cycles of Gaia. And this is something that we are following because we have seen it. This body, I felt it. Because these 13 cycles, that is a cycle within, which has a different rhythm than these 28 days. These 28 days are the actual growth in 4 parts. But these 13, we have noticed so many times that either things shift or they sort of fall. Sometimes you will feel like you're falling. And that's because every day, 13, you're about to hit another scale. But there is a little gatekeeper there. And that means that, okay, for you to step into the next scale, you have to have order in your space. And if you messed up here, or you did this here, or you were afraid here, or you might need to do that level again. And this is how it happens in increments. Very specifically. This is scientific. You can read this from within your own body. You don't have to wait for some scientist to figure this out, to figure a device or something to come and prove and whatever. You're supposed to prove it to yourself. That's how this works. Because we are here and we can do anything. But in order to achieve certain things, there are certain things that is needed. You see? Just little tweaks here and there, because once your energy channels are aligned, you can hear your intuition better. If you could hear it before, you can hear it better, stronger. Maybe your eyes start to pop. It's basically your Kundalini starts to get activated again. And then you maybe visually, you're feeling more. Everything just gets enhanced. And when this stuff gets going, it just starts to skyrocket. You know, that's the beautiful thing. But it doesn't feel like that in the beginning. It might feel the opposite. Ah, fuck. I did that thing again. You know? And that's okay. We've failed many times before we got this. We failed many times. Giving our power away. Those types of things. Going into the habitual. You know? But then eventually you get a hang of it. It is like riding a bicycle, this game. And it's this game of changing in consciousness. It's not just the mental thing. It's not just that manifestational thing. There's much more to it when you truly want to create big things here. Alright. That's what we wanted to share for this one. Let us know what your goals are. If you haven't written your goals yet, it's time to write down your goals and to start this process. There's a link below if you want to start, and we'll talk to you again in the next one. Take care. Ciao.